Hey Brian, I don't hear your voice on the stream. Yours isn't, but mine is. I heard mine. I don't hear yours.
I'm gonna try to make Brian crack during the stream. I'm gonna laugh.
Do you have yourself muted in the stream settings or something? Do you have the right mic selected in OBS?
Apparently there's a, I don't know if it's on the Xbox.
It only sings for him.
I don't know if it's on the Xbox, but on the Roku and on the Fire Stick, there's a channel on there, an app on there, nothing but Looney Tunes 24 hours a day. I was like, oh my god, yes.
That's kind of awesome.
No shit, that was my shit
That's what
when I
I
was
need.
a kid. Love it. Well, I don't know if you're going to be streaming tonight, my friend. Oh, my shoulder!
I can hear the people in your party or Discord chat on the stream.
What the hell is this shit?
Yes, I just heard Tyler in the background. Like, they're very faint.
God, they'll make anything.
I am super loud, though. It could be my audio. Well, the starting grid tonight for the SRU Truck Series here at North Wilkesboro is Terry Duguay qualifying on pole. William George is P2. David Cassidy and Mike Chamberlain, 3rd and 4th. Aaron Bradford, Philip Bridgman, 5th and 6th. Joshua Small and Kyle Heath is 7th and 8th. Mike Rhino, Jim Coleman'sberger is 9th and 10th. Larry Blair, Jason Adams, 11th and 12th. Palmer and Cheswick rounds out the field in 13th and 14th.
There you go. Now it is.
Can you hear me all right?
Yes. Now it picked up. My apologies. You're a little a wee bit choppy. But I do
Still
believe
choppy?
we're good now.
Good evening, Brian.
Yo!
Hey, real quick, I just wanted to throw out there real quick. Tonight, top 15 drivers in the chase as we start out. After this race, the top 10 advance, and then going into Texas. So going after Texas would be Homestead, and the top 5 will be racing for the championship.
Alrighty.
But if you guys will throw me back up in Race Channel, I appreciate it. But thanks for your broadcast tonight.
Yep, yep.
Well, good luck, Jason, and good luck to everybody as well.
I fixed that issue now that they got my mic going here. Anyway, we'll do this real quick. You see here, North Wilkesboro, track temps 126, 79 degrees, 40% humidity, 5 mile per hour wind, 101 laps. That's the wrong miles, don't mind that. And the whole quick shindig.
Indeed. Stage break or caution will be at lap 40. So green flag is out here, and looks like it was somewhat even going into turn 1, but William George gets around the outside, well, trying to. It looked like he was going to down the back street.
Yes, see there's William George goes ahead, runs the outside line, gets past Terry. Oh.
These drivers were... Oh, my apologies, Brian. Go ahead.
As Terry gets into the back of the 70.
I just now saw that. That was a huge door shut slam. I don't think Terry meant to. It could have been a little bit of net code just mixed with, coming off that corner. Coming off the corners here at North Wilkesboro, as we know, very tricky conditions for these trucks. Pretty snug, but somewhat a bit of a handful getting in and out of the corner. You just got to be very careful be getting back to the throttle really here at North Wilkesboro. Very tricky track, and that is basically the cause and effect of racing here at North Wilkesboro with how the banking dips and rises into the corners and out. As good battles all around in this field here tonight, and also tight battles within the points, as Jason said before the start of the race. The top 15 in points will get cut down to 10, then 5, then championship race. If I'm not mistaken, that's how it goes. If not, we can go back over it in another date and time, or later time.
Philip Bridgman there in that 40 Toyota B&R racing truck there. Looks pretty shabby, I can dig it. Currently P6. Doing his duties out there.
I think he qualified 8th, so I think he's moved up 2 positions, I do believe. So, defending SRU Truck Series champion.
And a B&R champion. Awesome job in his duty there. Which I do believe, if we can recall, he did pretty good here in the trucks. So
it was the Cup Series.
That's right, it was the Cup Series.
But anyway, no matter the spec car, as long as you have lap time or mileage on the track, it should come to some experience. As we see a big bobble coming off of turn 4 that time. Mike Chamberlain trying to stay inside the top 5 here.
Hey, he's trying to hold up Philip Bridgman there for that P5. He does have a little nose damage there from that earlier contact with Terry, so hopefully won't affect him much. You see there Terry's right side is a little nicked and crannied up, so
And that left side of the 70 is as well, just a little bit on that near the hood and the fender. But that's kind of what you kind of expect whenever you come to a short track, especially North Wilkesboro. Contact will be made in fender racing automobiles. You don't necessarily see it too much in open wheel racing, but whenever you have full body equipment, you know, you're going to have a little bit more contact than out of the ordinary, but that's to be expected. George with a comfortable, I would say comfortable, just over a second lead over Cassidy in second place.
Oh, as Phillip gets loose and loses it there.
Oh, but he just nicked the inside wall, so hopefully he can stay under power and keep it going. That might have been a harder hit than we saw in real time, though. But it looks like he got it back going on the track map. He didn't come to a complete stop, and as we know from previous experience, it's kind of hard to get a caution when you get down in the grass or too far off the racing line here at North Wilkesboro, as we have seen in the past. So that's going to hurt Phillip unless he can get a caution before lap 40, because William George might get to him before lap 40 here.
You see Kyle Heath trying to apply the pressure to the back there of that 24 of Mr. Jason Adams, as Adams closes in on Mr. Jim Coleman'sberger there in that 11 truck. These two ran here with us, so they got a lot of time here on the track. Jim's a long run guy. He never has nothing on the short run. Sorry, Jim, if you say that, but you told me that plenty of times.
Yes.
Jason, you know and I know, he's a hard charger anyway. Sticks his nose in icky situations, but can manage to get it to stick. So that will be that. And you know, Kyle Heath, Mr. Consistent himself, just quick all around.
I think he qualified today.
No, he didn't.
I don't think he did.
You see him making that outside lane work to get by Jason Adams there. Now as he goes and tries to apply attack to the back of that 11 of Jim Coleman'sberger there. You see Jason Adams with the bobble on the bottom there.
Oh, huge bobble. Good save, though. That could have been disastrous. It might not have looked like a big moment, but I'm sure it was. Coming out of turn 4 can be so deceiving.
Oh, yeah. William George there slowly inching his way in up there on Phillip. I think Phillip has enough damage on that car. If we come back here and take a look at Phil. Yes, he's got all left side from clobbering that inside
Armco.
Yes, sir. Right through the grass there, and you know it's hard to lock the brakes up in grass because it just quite doesn't work. So
it just keeps hopping over the grass, basically. But William George not able to get away from David Cassidy, but those two have separated. They have 5 seconds. Oh! This might bring out the caution, and it does. Oh, man. Oh, and Larry Blair gets a piece of it. Phillip was able to stop in time, and the leader's having to do some evasive maneuvering. But I think Jim might be caught a lap down now.
I do believe so. Let's go back and watch. I do believe he did have a little bobble off the turn there, Will.
And not sure who was behind him immediately. Was it
that looks like
Chamberlain, maybe. No.
Rhino.
Right? Yes, Rhino. Rhino just, I don't know if he clipped him or not. He might have net coated him to help him go the rest of the way around. We'd have to ride on board with the 34 and see from the roof cam or the hood perspective. But that camera angle there on the front stretch, or looking onto the front stretch, it's very hard to tell. Here we go, riding on board now with the Ford F-150 of Mike Rhino. it was a really good battle for a handful of laps, man. And then disaster just kind of struck.
Oh yeah, he hit him.
Yep. Oh man, just kind of finished him off. I mean, whenever you got somebody sliding in front of you, man, it's so hard to slam on the brakes or you know, bicycle it or whatever you got to do to not get involved with said person sliding in front of you. But man, that such a bad luck of the draw by Jim there, just basically getting it kicked out there on turn 4 exit, and Mike Rhino was just kind of there, wrong place, wrong timing for him. Just a racing deal, really.
Jim did good. Blah, 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 blah. Yes, my apologies. Jim does good with a damaged car. That's what I was trying to get out. But he still magically finds that speed. We've seen this before. With a damaged car, still keeping pace with the drivers who weren't damaged. So,
still a long way to go, though.
Oh yeah, 13 to go to the stage break.
I think Cassidy might have got out on this cycle of pit stops that they just had out in front of George.
I do believe so. I don't even think he could have. Let's find out. So yellow.
I'm pretty sure everybody pitted.
David stayed out.
Oh, wow. So, we've seen how old tires can be on restarts at North Wilkesboro in the past, and let's see how David can hopefully hold off William George. I think I would have pitted there, Brian. If it would have been me, I would have pitted for fresh rubber.
I agree. Well, rubber is always important here. You see Josh Small is out there on the outside behind Kyle. David Cassidy slowing up that inside line wheel, no tires at all. So
yes, he wasn't able to get a good launch on this restart to try to take over the lead, and the old tires, that 25-ish lap old tires compared to the rest of the field, well, also you got to race what you qualified on too, right? So
if they don't have that mark, then no, they'll be all right. Which I don't think they do.
That's an option? Okay.
Yes. The same thing that they can, if there's ever an F1 league around, they can check that too, but they don't have to. So,
gotcha.
Yes. We can do a lot on this.
I didn't know that that was an uncheckable option. I thought that was a mandatory thing in iRacing that you had to start what you qualified on. Thank you for learn something new every day.
Yes, sir. Anything to help you out to get you better with the platform. You see there, Josh Small looking to pass the 46.
Wow.
On the outside.
46 got wicked loose on that entry, Brian, and won that lap.
Oh, yeah.
He had a handful. Good seeing Josh running up here, man. Inside the top 5 here. Excellent run at the moment for Josh.
And then we see that.
Oh boy, that was just bad timing to. Well then, let's just throw what I said under the rug.
I don't know. Josh is still there. Ain't too far off. He's got a little nick and cranny in his truck, sorry, but he'll be right.
Like we said earlier, contact will happen here. I mean, just whenever you think, hey, I'm running good, splat. Just like a bug on the windshield. You gonna be the windshield or you gonna be the bug? I was told from at least one of the drivers, I got a little bit of insight here this evening. I was slacking on my job, but I got told that they shouldn't have to worry about fuel this race But tires, we know tires will definitely come into a factor as far as, tire deg and just how conservative you're going to have to be. So,
Oh yeah, but well, once they get this track all looking nice and pretty for the new season, we should get an updated version of it, so that'll always be good to see.
a more modern North Wilkesboro version is supposedly coming.
Yes.
Nice. So we're going to get out of the late 70s to mid. Basically, this track is like set in the 80s on the iRacing platform, if I'm not mistaken. It's an 80s North Wilkesboro variant. I mean, I like it. I think it's really cool. Just because me being a nerd of motorsport, but I would definitely love to see a more modern North Wilkesboro version of iRacing, just to see, the comparison, I guess you could say.
So I do believe this time they will get their little stage break. And yes, sir, there it is. And same thing with Rockingham. After the redone of Rockingham is done, they'll go ahead and update that, and then iRacing will get its new.
That'd be wicked fast, I bet.
Yeah, but that probably won't come until 2024.
I haven't raced Rockingham since the old EA games.
Oh yeah. Well, we're gonna go take a journey down pit lane here and see how that turns out. So nobody stays out. Cheswick will.
Yes, he is one lap down. He gets to pit next time by. He'll get the lap back after that.
In this camera view, we can watch the race off pit road.
So a couple of little stints there, little short run stints, really. We kind of got to see who had a bit of speed, but maybe after this caution break here, we might get to see who has the long run pace, I guess you could say.
Oh yeah. Well, closing in on a little over halfway there.
We had just over a 20 lap run, and then I want to say about, what was that, about a 15, 18, not even 18, about, 14 lap run?
Yes.
I'm trying to do the math here with the laps that I remember that, cautions and...
I would say about a 14 to 16 lap run. Obviously, stage break cautions do count, so, and on short tracks, these laps can tick away very fast.
Oh, indeed. So the top four here, I think, are going to be basically brawling till the end of this race, perhaps. Or maybe going to see who's going to be able to save their tires. It could turn into who saved their tire here. You got William George, who has basically been leading this race almost since the start of the green flag. Him and Terry Duguay had a little bit of a tussle there at the start. They were both on the front row. Terry wanted to lead a lap. I don't think he did. He might have, but it was a struggle for him on that inside lane. But with Kyle Heath up here, Cassidy, Rhino, I think those four might be the four to watch, or maybe four to beat here this evening. As the pace truck pulls off, green flag back in the air. William George, Kyle Heath, basically an even Steven start going into turn one. And Kyle Heath with that forward momentum and with that high side wrapping it around, trying to get the lead off that high side from William George on that bottom. It's so hard to hold that bottom at times when you are battling or having someone going around the outside of you here. Got to be very, very throttle controlled, very throttle discipline.
Yes.
I guess you could say that would be the perfect term to say.
So Bridgman
Because
back
you
up
don't-
to 9th.
Yes, after that slippity doo-dah day down the back straightaway early on, having a decent recovery at the moment inside the top 10. I would say that's decent at the moment. Qualified 8th, if I'm not mistaken. 8th or 7th, I don't remember now. Anyway, up here at this fight, we got Mike Reno, William George. Oh, we got a truck around in the back. Aaron Bradford had a big shunt in the middle of 3 and 4 there. Might have been right at the exit of turn 4 or getting to the exit. Not sure who made contact with what. We're about to see. Oh, looks like all on his own. We saw earlier how loose he was getting into the corners, and this really bit him here, it looks like, as the truck just whipped out from underneath him. As oh man, as it almost looked like it was a late model on dirt trying to get through the corner there, and all of a sudden it just broke on him on entry, broke loose, and just he tried to save it. And when he tried to save it, that overcorrection seemed to really get him. And that's the result of trying to, I guess, use quick hands to try to get it back going straight.
So the top 15 they have in points is sitting first with Jason Adams, then Larry Blair, then Philip Bridgman, then David Cassidy, then Chamberlain, then Cheswick, then Terry, then Gilmore, then Kyle, then Jim, then Palmer, then Kevin, then Josh, then Isaiah, then Yarrow.
Well, that is a very tight-knit group of drivers. We do see some of them not here this evening, so that might hurt them for sure.
Oh yeah. A couple of them are here, as in Adams, Bridgman, Cassidy, Blair, Heath. Terry, Cheswick, Jim, Chamberlain, and Josh.
Coming to the restart here. Third caution of this evening, going back green flag, lap 54. Jason Adams there in third place. There's Philip Bridgman wrapping around the outside, holding station there. Oh wow, he gets third away from Jason Adams. David Cassidy coming up through the field there. So Philip Bridgman, from being in last place to third place now. I would say this is a good recovery now. It went from decent to good. It's almost great.
Oh yeah. You gotta watch that wall. You see there the tail end does hit that wall a little bit to arc in there. And you want to be careful with those bumps coming off of 4, because that will upset the truck a whole lot too. So
yes, that transition of, like we said, coming up and then sloping down, coming back up. North Wilkesboro is a very awkward, elevated. It has its elevation change. It's almost for an oval. It is I don't want to say extremely rare. You know, you look at Dover and it's drastic elevation changes, but for a short track like North Wilkesboro, the elevation changes to it is extremely different as far as, you know, going into the corner, coming out. It's almost as if, you know, if you're looking to kind of compare it to something, think about Watkins Glen, you know, the vast and different elevation changes that track has. And, you know, it's very similar to that if you want to think about it as far as, you know, drastic elevation goes for a racetrack. I would say you could compare it to that, because there's not really a lot of short tracks like North Wilkesboro that you know, you kind of dip down and then you're coming back up out of the corner. Like it is a sight to behold, in my opinion, because most of your short tracks like this are just flat. Like they have almost, I don't want to say no character. Oh, we have another caution. Not sure. We're going to see who was involved here. Looks like Aaron Bradford again, and oh, he got a bit too. Oh, Josh Small got caught up in it. He T-boned him.
That's what
Looked like
little curb there.
Yeah, I was about to say he went down and he hit the grass. The grass that kind of, as you kind of alluded to, it's almost like a curb of how high the grass kind of sticks up there, and when you hit it, it will launch you up. He just got a bit too, I don't want to say steer crazy, but a bit too turn-in happy, trying to battle Jim there. Whenever he turned in pretty drastically, and when he did, he hit the grass or that beam, that, you know, that little berm, and it just shot him right up, and just unfortunate. Just no other thing to really say, just unfortunate.
Oh yeah, you know this track can be a little tricky.
It is.
So Philip
very
Bridgman
tricky.
will stay in P4. I do believe he stood out with George, Cassidy, and Kyle. So you see how well old tires do happen, but they pitted not too long ago, Will. So.
And they were looking pretty decent in that little itty bitty short run there. I would say that's probably maybe the shortest run that we've had of the night, I think.
I do believe
Circulating,
so. Maybe an 9 lap run there.
Yes.
Before we got in the fourth caution of the night.
Having a case of the yawns for some reason. Anywho, so looks like William George take the inside here for this restart. Cassidy on the outside. Let's see how David can go. Try to maybe take the lead away. Kyle Heath lining up in third position there. Bridgman on that outside. We know Philip can really wrap that outside lane around. Let's see how this restart will unfold here.
Oh, you see Palmer slips up back there, stalling that backpack out a little bit. You see the two Canadian guys are on the outside. You got Cassidy.
Yeah, David wasn't able to stick it along the outside with George. As Cassidy, man, as soon as he was clear, just gets right in front of Kyle Heath. But that's what you got to do sometimes. As soon as you're clear, bam, go for that spot.
David gets very good exit off the turns. That's what it's about. Kyle Heath with a slip up there coming off of turn 2, going into turn 3.
Oh man, big moment. But man, able to keep it going straight and save it, man. Kyle Heath. As David Cassidy applying a lot of pressure to William George now.
5th caution is out.
Looks like Chamberlain and Smalls. Man, Josh was running so well earlier, Brian.
Oh yeah.
Bless his heart. Now he's getting caught up in everything, unfortunately.
Oh, it was a...
Oh, man. Another just coming off the corner there, turn 2.
So Josh really didn't hit him hard, so Josh should be okay. We'll go back
But
and look real
still
quick.
collected, and it still got a little nick. Still enough to say, hey, he was involved in the little incident here. And so was Cheswick there in the 6th. Robert, he was trying to lock it down, and whenever he locked it down, he slid into the inside Armco there, riding on board with Josh in the 28 machine. You just got nowhere to go. He also rear-ended Aaron, so he might have a little bit more damage than we suspect, Brian. He gave the 46 a pretty good shunt.
That could affect that truck a little bit, getting hot, maybe a little engine blow, hopefully not. So 73 laps out of 101. Here tonight at North Wilkesboro. William George, David Cassidy, Kyle Heath, Philip Bridgman, Jason Adams is your top 5. Then it's Rhino, Palmer, Blair, Coleman'sberger, Chamberlain to round out your top 10.
I love it when my Discord app crashes.
Yes, it does that here and there.
About to have 25 laps to go soon, Brian. Are we going to keep having, little spurts here and then caution? Or are we going to get it together and have a green flag run to the finish? We're about to see what's going to unfold here. Lights are out on top of that iRacing Chevrolet, whatever you want to call it, Toyota Tacoma. It's an iRacing mixture, but I want to call it a Chevy GMC Sierra. Anyway, it's about to pull off here, and we're going to see if William George can pull out to a buffer of a lead, or if David Cassidy can hold strong on that outside. Oh, really good restart by David Cassidy. Really good. Trying to hold strong on that outside. Wrapping it around. Pretty good. He's got a little bit of help of Bridgman there behind him. Maybe a little bit of, maybe a little bit of air. Good help here. It's not, though. Anyway, really forward base momentum is all that can help you here. But...
David Cassidy getting tricky.
Oh.
Right?
I thought there was a crash. So I'm a little bit behind for some reason on the stream, so I'm now intently looking down at my phone. But man, this David Cassidy able to take the lead away from William George on the outside lane after George rushing up out of turn 4 just a couple of laps ago. Now Mike Rhino has gotten up past Philip Bridgman. Philip Bridgman falling out, hopefully not of the top 5. He really wants to hold strong after that hard recovery he's had. But my Lanta, this is gotten intense in the final 25 laps here on this hopefully final restart that we've seen from our, what was it, the 5th caution, Brian?
Yes, sir, it was the 5th. Hopefully we don't see a 6th. Like to see these boys race it out here. And
4th for incident, might I add, okay?
yes.
We've had 5 total cautions, but one was for competition break, so anywho, now that has been said, so just wanted to let everybody know where the true stat for cautions were. Kyle Heath letting it all hang out that time out of turn 4, trying to run down Cassidy, but he's got a hungry Rhino right behind him. I had to do it, sorry. But, man, Cassidy might have had a slip up there. They gained him. I want to say they took a 10th out of it. Man, the heat is on, I guess you could say, as exactly. Now, Jason Adams bringing the fight in to these top 4, top 5. Back here we got Palmer and Coleman'sberger going at it, as Philip Bridgman now under pressure from Jason Adams. These two very hard fought competitors every time they come across each other on the track, it seems. Seven 15 laps to go. These laps just clicking away now. You know, it almost seems the fewer people you have at North Wilkesboro, the better racing it is. Like, you really want to have a lot of people, for sure. But man, you know, we saw it in the B&R Cup Series. I think we had 12 or 13 drivers. Oh my goodness, what more did you want out of that for a race with just, you would have thought we had more drivers than that, Brian. But same way here tonight. Out of 101 laps, we had 14 drivers start, and you would have thought we've had 25 or 30. Just by, you know, the somewhat action we've seen and the excitement that I've had watching this race, you would have thought, man, we got more than what there is. Oh my goodness, battle for second place is heated up. Kyle Heath and Mike Rhino going at it. They are going at it for second place as William George has fallen down to fourth. He is just an onlooker now as, okay, that's a lap car. My bad. I got Josh confused. I thought he was somehow miraculously up here battling. But man, he just hasn't been able to recover from being involved in a couple of incidents of his not making, of his just, you know, you're just strolling down the sidewalk and then bam, you know, you run into like a ladder or something that you didn't see. You know, like just sucks. But anyway, we progress. That battle, though, for second place is pretty hot, I would have to say. Mike Rhino and Kyle Heath, they were going at it. I think Heath has got the better of Rhino. Might be falling into George's clutches, perhaps. But, man, David Cassidy up there leading this race. 10 laps to go. Looking really strong. He's got a good buffer over second place man Kyle Heath at the moment. I think the only thing that could help him would be a caution. I think he might have burnt his stuff up. Too many heat cycles perhaps on this set of tire, and also perhaps the hard racing that he has had to do with Mike Rhino and William George there. Mike Rhino not letting Kyle Heath go. Mike Rhino really wants every position he can always get, and this second place looks real enticing. I don't know if that's a word or not, but anyway, we don't have to check. Real good battles all throughout this tight-knit field here in the SRU Truck Series. Remember, if you ever want to try to join, all you got to do is just hook up with one of the admins here. The admins for the Truck Series, Jason Adams and Mark Koshik. Mark's not here this evening, but he is one of the admins for the Truck Series. I'm sure if you got a hold of any ad... Oh, we got a slow truck. Terry Duguay down in the grass on the exit of turn 2. My goodness. But he got back going again. He is back under power, so he is back underway. 5 laps remaining. David Cassidy, sigh of relief that the caution did not come out there, but
Boy, Will, David Cassidy's in a whole nother zip code there.
at this moment in time, yes, he is 2 seconds just about here over Kyle Heath. Philip Bridgman, after an excellent rebound and recovery, top 5. I would say that is a strong rebound after saying hello to the backstretch Armco barrier early on in this race. I want to say it was before the first caution came out, lap 19, 17-ish, I think. He did that escapade down there. 3 laps to go. David Cassidy looking really strong here to take it home. So now it's only 2. Oh my.
Yep, they're ticking the laps there.
As soon as I get one word out of my mouth, just another one has to flow. But man, I did not. White flag is out. Man, where's David?
Right there out of turn 4.
Right, yes, right here, the Red Baron Pizza, number 17, David Cassidy, coming to the checkered flag here tonight at North Wilkesboro. Woo! David Cassidy getting it done here this evening in the SRU Truck Series. Kyle Heath just wasn't able to run him down after dealing with and disposing of Mike Rhino and William George there in 3rd and 4th. And Philip Bridgman, after a very valiant recovery, brings it home 5th. Jason Adams could not do anything with him there once he caught him. But Jim Coleman'sberger, Larry Blair, Mike Chamberlain, Michael Palmer, that rounds out the top 10. Terry Duguay, Josh Small, unfortunately, had a real good top 10, top 8 run going this evening. Maybe even, could we say, top 5, but we don't know because he got caught up in some misfortunate stuff, not of his making. So that is very sad to see. Aaron Bradford, I think, rounds out this field this evening as David Cassidy burning it down for all it's got. Impressive win here this evening, I would have to say. Like, I was almost going to say unexpected, but man, after this evening went, after we saw, who was going to be there at the end to battle, and man, you just had to pick them, and for sure, I almost didn't think Cassidy could do it around the outside, but man, when he did it that one restart, woof.
Mr. Cassidy.
Thunder.
How are you tonight?
Hey, you just on that one restart where you took the lead, David, you went around the outside, you made it stick. I was so surprised you were able to take the lead away from William George there. Just tell us about your run here this evening and just how excited you are to win here this evening, David.
Well, I'll tell you, it's about time.
I know, right? Man. Happy for you.
Yeah, no, he was strong. All practice, I never even worked on the outside. It was just, I was inside, and then when I was starting up there. I know other people were running outside and it seemed to be working for them, so I had no choice. I was starting second, so I said I'm gonna either make it stick or wreck everybody, and it stuck. So
I saw there was one restart. You tried it, and then like you had a gap to back to Kyle, and man, you couldn't make it stick on that one restart. So you're like, let me get back down in the bottom. And man, I saw once you got up in the top four. I think it was about 25 to go. We had another restart. I told Brian here, I'm like, look at the top four. I said, this top four is who's going to be brawling for this final 25 laps. And sure enough, all you guys were just neck and neck. And I wasn't sure who was going to, get the best of who. But obviously, tonight, David, man, I'm so happy for you because we have seen you just get second or third, second, so many times, and good to finally see you get a win, David.
yeah, it finally feels good. Like I say, like you said, I guess that there's a lot of seconds, a lot of thirds, and then just couldn't do it. But I don't know. After when I get into practice tonight, there, I knew it was pretty good. There, I had a quick time in practice, and I said, well, maybe tonight might be the night. But like I say, William was strong, but I noticed he started using his stuff up. I was worried about Kyle, but then he started battling behind me there with Rhino, and they were working on each other and just helped me get a little bit of a lead there, and it worked out.
Explain. It looked like some people were having a bit of a difficult time coming off the corners, even going in on entry. Were you having any problems whatsoever there, David, or were you very happy and content with your truck?
I was good in the short run. I liked it, but then as the run went on, I had to go in and put some more rear brake into it to get it to turn and stuff. But loose, I was only loose a couple times, but I think that was my own fault.
Well, really good to see that Red Baron Pizza scheme, man, in victory lane. Not gonna lie, I know I gotta be unbiased and stuff, but anywho, David, got any shout outs or anything else you want to add about tonight's race?
Just you guys up in the booth there. You do a great job. The league, great league to run with. You don't get too many cautions. Everybody's a great group of guys. So that's pretty much it.
Well,
alrighty, Mr.
I just want to
Cassidy.
say, yep, congratulations, and hopefully catch you next week there, David.
Yeah, thanks. See you again.
Yep. Kyle.
What's up, guys?
Well, it looked like you were just having a hard time disposing of that Rhino. That he just pesky Rhino, eh? If it wasn't for that, do you think you could have got up there to David?
I don't know. Dave was pretty strong. He was pretty strong in practice, and he was pretty much strong all night long. He was definitely the class of the field tonight. That's for sure. He had to track down Pat. I know it. I ran out of time whenever I was battling with Rhino at the end to catch David. So, but that was a good battle with Rhino. I had hell lot of battle. Hell lot of fun throughout the whole night. I mean, battles all over the place.
Indeed, they just everywhere we looked, like we could not look somewhere and just see one person, and unless they kind of lost like the pack or like the group they were in, by a mistake or whatever. But like, other than that, somebody was battling with somebody all night.
Yeah, with it being
go
North
ahead,
Wilkesboro, I was surprised we didn't have that many cautions. I mean, we had that one good long stint with I think 24 laps. That was fun.
If you don't mind, tell us how your truck was handling here this evening.
It handled pretty decent. I mean, rough track. If you push it too hard, of course it will push. But if you really give it too much throttle coming out, you'll get loose. So the whole for the track itself, it's just how you go into the corner. And at the end, I was pushing my truck way too hard. That's for sure.
Kyle, uh, I know as a competitor, you want to try to win every race as possible. Try to do good at least in every race. And you want to beat your fellow competitors. But in this instance here this evening, we see a person that has come close or that has been there at the end, it seems like a lot of the time, but just not able to get the dub. Uh, how happy are you for someone like David Cassidy, who's, like I said, been there, but just not quite got first?
Dude,
And
I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled for that dude, man.
yes,
I mean, just I know that feeling, especially on the cup side of things. There were so many times I got second, third, top five that I just could not seal the deal. Whenever I finally got that first win, it was like the world off my shoulders. Like finally, it just feels great knowing you worked your ass off, you
mm-hmm.
know, the whole time, and you finally get that win, and that's a wonderful feeling.
It is. It's a very great feeling. I've been in that shoes. We all have. Even if it's
Everybody.
on a different type of platform or whatever. But everybody's been in there and they feel good. Like, all right, I can keep up with the top notch guys in this series. So I was very happy for him. I'm also trying to do all my communication through everything else and all that other great stuff. But anyway, Will, sorry I
Well,
didn't mean to cut you off.
oh no, you're good. It's always nice to hear everyone's input, Brian. Um, well, Kyle, we'll let you go. Just before we let you go, is there anything else you'd like to add about tonight's race? Maybe give some shout outs, love to whoever.
His
Yeah,
wife.
yeah. I want to give a shout out to you guys broadcasting this race and this series. It's been awesome. I always enjoy going back watching the races. Give a big shout out to the league. It's fun. I'm pretty sure it was probably my last time I do a full season truck season. It's been a
Oh,
blast. Yeah, I enjoy trucks a lot more than any other
gonna
series
make
out
me all
there.
sad.
Sorry, I'll still be around. I'll be around for a minimum of races.
Alright.
All
I'll
right,
pop in, pop out.
Kyle.
Yeah,
I'll
certain
start
certain
calling you
tra-
Kyle
certain
Bush.
certain tracks. Yeah, certain tracks I like. I'll jump in there and do that race if life lets me. But other than that, it's been great.
Kyle Bush Heath, everybody.
Oh hell no! Don't.
Oh, okay, okay, my bad, my bad. All right, okay, my apologies. Okay.
Those are fighting words right there.
Oh, okay,
Oh.
okay. Well, okay, back to let's see who
Excuse
else
me.
was a good
Sorry. Oh my
bushwhacker?
goodness.
Kyle Martin Heath. Do you
Yeah,
like Mark Martin?
that's good. Heck yeah.
Okay, okay.
That's a
Kyle
legend
Martin
right
Heath.
there.
There we go.
All right, guys. It's been real.
Nah, buddy. Let you
All
chat.
right, Kyle, let you go. Anyway,
Mr.
didn't mean to start a
Rhino.
civil war between me and Kyle.
Rhino's not here, so
Oh man. Well, congratulations to Mike having a good run here this evening. Sad that we couldn't get a word with him, but nevertheless, Brian.
yes.
Okay, it was a pretty good race here this evening. What was your take on it?
Oh, there you go. I thought it was fantastic. A lot of, as everybody says, a lot of battles, a lot of lead changes. Will throughout
Yes,
everywhere. Pit strategies
a lot
were
of
also different.
indeed, because you don't know if this caution's going to be the last caution. Should I come in and take tires? Is it going to be a big advantage to have fresh tires? Like, oh, you don't know.
Exactly. But always good to see the Canadian group out there. So I love it, love it. Overall, well, I think it was a great race. I love short track racing and commentating it with my fellow partner here. Always brings more excitement to it. Especially when I'm communication through both ends, and you're always there to keep me refreshed up, and we go back and watch. But classic track
3 of
here.
the top 5 for Canadian.
Yes, Terry, Rhino, Phillip. So Phillip did end up managing keeping that top 5. Anyway, Will, we'll let you close it out. Don't mind that cams because they didn't have them for it. So, well, I'll let you close it out.
Well, it was, like we aforementioned, a pretty good, excellent truck race here this evening for the SRU Truck Series. Hopefully, we can come back and bring you a real banger of a race next week. Can't remember where we're at next week. My apologies, Brian. Do you remember?
I do not, sir.
At this moment in time, that is a slackish of a job. So sorry. Anyway, so just tune in next week. You know you want to. We would just like to thank each and every one of you, and hopefully everybody will have a good night, a safe night, and until then, love you.
We're at Texas. There you go.
Oh, Texas.
Legacy.
Texas Legacy next week. Well, that'll be a good one, I suspect. But
Yes.
until then, everybody have a good night, a safe night, and everybody